Hello everybody and welcome back to Bilarke Farms, the American Dream. So, we're still in August, I haven't moved on, and we've got a few bits and bobs I'd like to do. First of which was go get some lime, which I forgot to take the spreader with me, so we'll quickly spin around and go pick that up. Just back into the farmyard. So I want to get some lime picked up so we can spread that field with some lime. And then what I'm going to try and do, because I kind of want to get the cows going, I'm going to see if we can cut bits of our grass around the farm. So, like, you know, these little bits, the bits at the other farm, with the mowers on. Just see if we can get anything, just to get enough, even if we just put in grass bales on in there, just something, you know, and then we can get the cows, because we have the cows. This doesn't look like it does lime spraying, so we've got cows in there, so we might as well use them to their full ability. So let's just check. So we've got this one and it doesn't do lime. Well, it looks like we'll be going to the shop, selling it and purchasing something else. So I did have a look into it, and the reason the wheat price is so low on this map, and it's not this map, it's because I've got the economy set on hard. So we're going to try it on hard and see how we get on. So the prices for pretty much everything are not great. They're very, very low, so it's going to be a lot harder to get on, but I'm hoping we can do it. It does mean that's why the servicing costs are so high as well. I forgot completely that I'd put it on hard economy. So we are going to have to work just a little bit harder, or smarter shall I say, just to make sure that we're not wasting money. We're going to have to be very cautious. But once we get going, I'm sure we'll get on top of it, and we will we won't even notice we're playing hard soon. So we are just going to run to the shop. I'm going to sell this because I did not realise it. Well, it come with the farm, so I've never actually put it on the back of a tractor. So we do need one that can spread lime, because lime's the biggest thing we're going to use it for spreading full. So let's just check, make sure we're not going to T-bone anyone. And let's go. So as far as I'm aware, the shop is just here on our left, and there is a tanker there that I never got across to the farm, so at some point we'll pick it up, but that's for the glass houses, and we are not too worried about that at this moment in time. So it should be, hopefully, like there is a servicing bay. So let's get this sold. So we never used it. It should have 0 hours on it, so it should sell for some good money. So let's see what it sells for. £60,000, and apparently it wants to re-grease already. I don't think so. Let's just get it sold. Right, so now we should be able to find ourselves a lime spreader and a fertilizer spreader, because we want the ability to do both, really. So what we got? 50 meter spread, 2025, 30. So I think the lizard one wins, you know. What do we want it on? I'm going to put wide tyres on. I quite like the wide chunky tyres. We'll leave it normal capacity. Let's paint it case red, because everything on this map is case red. We'll go flat roof. Ooh. Cover's going to be... go for a lighter red. Snazzy. I think that'll do. Let's get that bought. So that's 21,000. So we've actually made some money off doing that, which isn't too bad, really. I say I never actually looked at it, didn't know what it did, but we are going to be buying some lime while we're here, because we do want to spread that field with some lime before we cultivate it all up. So as you may have guessed, everything in the American Dream is the Case dealership. I think. Don't know if they've got any demos around here, but this is the main town anyway. So we never really got out of the farm last time. But this is the town. A lot of details have been put into it. We've got Bill and Ben here walking. Fred. Some really nice houses, playgrounds. Don't know why he's parked his car right in front of it. Almost looks like he wants to run his run the climbing frame over, but someone's doing all right for themselves. Got a Land Rover there. But yeah, you get the message. It's a very, very nice, detailed map of the climbing frame. Skoda. Yeah, and there's quite a lot to it. So basketball courts over here in town. The petrol station's just here. They're now hiring. The diesel's 155. Ooh, 355, sorry. We can buy propane from the gas station as well. And then a convenience store. But yeah, all good. So let's jump back into our case tractor and let's pick up our new and improved dirt spreader. One we can actually use for spreading lime. And we're going to go spread lime on the wheat field we did the other day. And then after we've done that, we are going to see what fields or what bit of land we can do. Just try and get some grass. So I don't know if we're going to do silage or just put grass in. I might even do hay. We've got the equipment just to do hay and just hook that straight into the cows. There won't be a lot of it, but it'll just get them going, because we also need the manure off that once we build a pit, get the glass houses going, and once we get them going we can start just making that little bit of extra dollar, because like I say, the prices are pretty low. So to show you a comparison, soybeans on hard is 1800 quid. What, out of interest then, what are wood chips? Because wood chips have always been pretty good. Ooh, £541. Won't be selling a lot of trees in this game for money. Milk. Ooh, yeah, so the prices are fairly low, so we're going to have to be real smart about what we do. We've got another bag. I think there's just one more bag left behind my pillar there, so I can't see. And then we'll head over to our wheat field, so we'll get, there we go, and we'll start getting it spread. So back down here, lots of school buses on this map as well. Pulling behind him, and like I say, we're trying not to crash, because if we crash it hurts our servicing, and the servicing bar is going down at an astronomical rate, so we don't want to upset that any more than it already is. Right, I'm going to head back to the farm and I'll start spreading our wheat field, and then I'll catch up with you guys when we start trying to mow something. So we've got the wheat field all lime spread. It took about 25,000 litres of lime to get it done, but she is now ready to be cultivated, which we'll get onto. But first, I want to get in here, put the mower on, because I think we should try and cut what land we can to get the cows fed up. So I'm hoping this all fits on in this case, which I'm sure it will, because 260 horsepower, I think it's 302, it's 260, but I think it's 302 horsepower. It should be far ample for what we want to do. I know there's not going to be a great deal, but let's try and get as much as we can for our cows. Now, our options are, we've got not a lot here to mow. Probably a bit around back of there, but I think there's enough in the farmyard just to get us going. So let's just pop back over there and see if there's anything worth getting. If not, we're going to have to look at trying to get a bit of grassland sooner rather than later. Keep these cows, because to be honest, we'll get fined as well by the government for not taking care of our animals. So we need to be really careful. So let's see if we can get anything out of this. Lower, turn that one on. Lower, turn that one on. And let's see if there's anything to be had. So it is cutting, but it's not dropping it, I don't think. No, it's not dropping it, which is slightly concerning. See if we can find another bit of grass, see if there's any other bits of grass we can get. And say that's not. Now, we should get something from the headland of this field, I'm hoping. That's better. That's much better. So yeah, it was going to let us cut the headland. So we're going to try and whip around, see what we can get off this headland. Or this bit of wasteland here. Hopefully we can get a few bales out of it, or even just, well, I don't think we've got a forage wagon. So yeah, probably just have to bale it. Get a few bales in there. We might even be able to sneak down there now. We might run some of the corn over, that's the only issue. But we could get it once we've got the corn in. It looks like we're going to get a fairly decent amount. Probably not amazing, but I'm sure it'll be enough to get 1 or 2 bales, which just gets the cows. There are not many cows in there, but it will just put them on now. We're not obviously worried about the milk too much. The manure is what we're after, so we will have to buy the pit as well at some point. Ah, it does look like we can get all the way around there as well, so even better. So we're looking for this longer grass, because that shorter grass is not... Well, it's cutting, but it's just not dropping, which is not what we need. And obviously now, because we're running the moisture mod, we will have to check the moisture level of the grass. I can't see it being much of a problem, but if you like turn it into hay, you tend to have to turn it a few more times if it's wet, opposed to the base game where you just flip over it and she's done. With this mod on, we might have to turn it over a few times if it's slightly damp. So it does add a bit of extra into there. But we'll get it all checked over and we'll see what it's doing after we've got it cut. So I'm just going to carry on and cut as much of this grass as I can around the field. It does actually look like we're going to get plenty anyway, so that's not going to be a problem. We can move down here as well. Beautiful. So yeah, I'll get cutting some grass, or mowing some grass, and I'll catch up with you when we get it headed and windrowed. So we are just going to jump out, get the old moisture meter, just check to see if this is... So it's too wet at the moment. So as you can see, moisture 15, we've spun it over and it's 13. So it's going to take a few spin overs to get it right. It should change colour when we get it. We might find patches where it's hay, where the moisture level's a bit better, but at the moment we're going to have to keep turning it until we can get that lovely crisp hay. So I'm going to whip around the whole area we've done, which is pretty much just around this whole field, and then we'll come back and we might even start again and just see if that's enough time. If it's not, we will move on a bit of time, or we'll go do a bit of cultivating and then we'll come back and spin it over again. So we have tethered the grass over, and as you can see, it's still not quite there. So we're going to leave it for a bit. We have got rain on the way, so we do need to get it up before it rains. What we're going to do is jump in here, and we're going to chuck the cultivator on, and we're going to do a bit of cultivating while we're waiting for the grass to dry out, and hopefully we can make some hay out of that today. It'd be a shame to do all that work and then it get wet. I didn't realise it was going to rain in the forecast. So let's take the new, well, I don't know what to call it, it's a quad track without tracks. So it only does 17 miles an hour. She's a slow old girl, but she'll do for the job we need her to do. And then we can get this field ready for drilling. So I don't know what we were going to put in it yet. Obviously it wants to be something that's worth a fair amount of money, something that's easy to maintain as well, because we don't want to be spending loads of money at this stage of the game sort of thing. We want nice, easy, in and out products that we can not spend too much money on doing, but will bring us a bit of return. So let's get her lowered in the ground and let's see if she'll pull it. Ah, of course she will. She's a big old girl. And there we are, our first bit of cultivating. So thought we might as well make ourselves useful while we're waiting on the grass to dry instead of just moving on. Might as well get the field done. So as you can see from the forecast, the rain isn't due until 5 o'clock, so we just need to get that hay in before 5 o'clock basically. Now we could put alfalfa in, popular. Yeah, so there's not actually too much we could put in right now. A bit of canola. But we'll get the field ready, and then at least if we decide what we want to do with it, we can get it straight in. And now we've lime spread it, she should be as good as Ray. So I'm going to quickly crack on. I'm going to get this done. If it takes longer than I expect, I will jump back onto doing the hay. But if I get it done quick, we'll have a look and we'll return it over afterwards and see if she's ready. So I've just been using the telehandler to move the bales inside, because if it's going to rain we want to keep them dry, and the telehandler has had an engine malfunction, so we've now somehow got to get this over to the workshop to get it repaired, because I can't do anything with it. Oh, what a day. So what we need to do is look to see if there's a service truck that does repairing. So I don't think that does. I think that is just a service look-like truck. I don't think I've got one installed that does it. So my next option is we're going to have to get a tow rope and tow her in. Not basketball there. Sorry, I got distracted there. That's a bit random. There's your moisture meter in the shop. So yeah, we have got tow rope installed on here for eventualities like this, but I wasn't expecting it on a brand new telehandler, what we've only just used. So here we go. So we've got 1.5 meter, 3.5 meter. I think we'll go for the 1.5 meter. And what we should be able to do with this is tow this telehandler where we want it. But before we do that and nip to the shop, let's see if this is ready. See, some of it's starting to be ready now. I think it might all be about ready. No. So we could leave that for a little bit longer. Yeah, let's just leave that. We've got till 5, so we're not in too much of a rush. A couple more hours, but we need it to dry out fully like that to get it into hay. So let's go pick up our chain and then let's bring it over to our telehandler, and let's get the telehandler towed into the workshop and see how expensive that's going to be. Right, I'll see you over there. Right, so we've got the chain hooked up. We've had to lift their arm up so we could get in. It's a bit of a path. I should have got the longer rope. Really should have got the longer rope. But now we've got to drag the telehandler, which is going to have a mind of its own because there's no one steering it. So I think we might have to get a service truck if we're going to break down more often. But as you can see, it's going to try and go wherever it wants to go. Now this would be so much easier if we had someone in the telehandler now steering it. So, go down the pits again. Second time. Ah, there we go. Right, so where is the repair? £16,000. And she's repaired, and the tractor needs £16,000 of repairs. Fairly expensive hobby this. Oil, replace grease. Might as well do the grease while we're here. But we should now Not need that chain on it anymore. Jump back in our case tractor. There you go, see. Grease is all good again, so we can drop the chain off in the yard. Been quite handy. We'll see how this is doing down here. Oh, 8%. Some of it's still 10, so we might have to just run over it twice, but this should now start. Yay. So we have our telehandler working again, so we'll get this parked up back in the shed because we'll need it for moving our hay bales if we can make hay, because we are running out of time slowly. Might just speed up time a little bit and try and get it just so that dries out. Let's see if we can't get it down to 3 o'clock. I think will be a good time. It should give it plenty of time to dry. And if we now go jump into the case, we should be... Oh, it's high moisture over here. Right, let's keep tedding this until we can get it right. It must be the more times you ted it, the better it gets. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. So let's give it a go. So we're trying to get the hay rode up, but it has started raining, so we are going to have to leave it out until the rain stops, just because the moisture is going to be too high in it and the cows will not accept it. Which is a shame. I was trying to get it done before, but it was so damp at the start, it's taken so long to try and dry it out. But I mean, I might try and put it into the cows, see what happens. They might accept it. But I have a feeling with this mod on, they are just going to reject it, because that's the whole idea of it. And you wouldn't normally bale in this weather, so it's a fairly good indication that it's probably a no-go for this month. But it is sort of rowed up. It's a bit of a weird row, goes diagonally, but we got there. So there's just a little bit at the start we just want to finish off, and then what we'll probably have to do is just leave this now until it dries back out. We'll get out the tractor in a second and just have a look at what it's saying on its moisture readings. But I have a feeling it's going to say too wet, because it is, well, I say it's raining, it's not, it's hailing. But it's a shame. Probably should have cut it a lot earlier than we did, but then again we cut it pretty much quite early on in the day. It's about 10 o'clock, so it just takes a sweet time to dry. Normally you'd give it a couple of days. We don't have a couple of days because we do monthly instead of daily, so Now, if it hadn't rained, say, 1st, 2nd, 3rd of August, we could have probably left it and been hunky-dory. Let's just get that one finished. But, yeah, again, it's free land anyway. It's a bit around our field, so instead of having to buy a grass field at the moment, especially when the servicing charges are so high, probably best we save every penny we can, because if we get another tractor malfunction or vehicle engine malfunction, we don't want to be breaking down and not being able to afford to pay our repair bills, because otherwise we'll be tractors down. So there we go. Really poorly done. Really poorly done. I'm not disputing with anyone that, but it is rode up, so I'm going to leave this here just in case we have to tether it out again. But let's go quickly, have a little read and see what it's saying. So we was about 8. Well, it does say the moisture is 6%, so possibly. Possibly could bale it, but we'll have to find out next time. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, do give it a thumbs up. Is there any suggestions, please do leave it below. If you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, you'll get a notification of our next video, and hopefully when we can get that hay to the cows. We'll see you then. Bye for now.